Hey, it's Megan. I'm up to some plant projects today on my day off, and it's the end of November. We've made it through Thanksgiving, and it's Christmas time. I love Christmas so much. I'm very excited to spend my first holiday season in Florida and kind of see what Floridians do to celebrate Christmas, since this will likely be my home for many, many years. I have redecorated my holiday tree. It's a little hard to see, but I have some dehydrated orange slices on there. I've got lights. I've got a couple ornaments that my mom sent me. And I also have a plan to string some popcorn and cranberries, which is kind of like a classic kind of cheesy little Christmas decoration. It's kind of nice because you can just compost it, throw it out in the garden when you're done. The oranges were pretty fun and easy to do. I heated my oven to about 200 degrees and sliced the oranges thinly. And I didn't have, this is going to sound crazy because I cook so much, but I don't have any cooling racks right now. So what I ended up doing is hopping on Pinterest, and of course someone had an idea for how to do it without a cooling rack. I just put it right onto my oven rack. I think that that probably did contribute a bit to the amount that they curled. So most of them have a very like uneven edge. But when you look at it straight on, I still think it looks pretty cool. So that's kind of like a fun little organic Christmas decoration. It smells pretty nice too. Definitely not super strong because it's dried. There's not a whole lot left. But I thought this would be kind of fun for my first Christmas in Florida, since Florida is kind of famous for oranges. I also have here, oop, if I can get this back on, I have a little Matryoshka Santa set that my mom sent me. I love Russian dolls, or Matryoshka, depending on the tense or plurality, I guess. And these are just really cute little nesting dolls that look like Santa. There's four of them. I'm a collector of Russian dolls. I think I'll probably do a video about that eventually. I really love them. I think they're so cute. I'm very into folk art from all over the world. I think it's really fascinating stuff. And it's really beautiful and detailed, and they put a lot of time and craftsmanship into all of that. I love to find them at the thrift stores. Friends have found them at the thrift stores and given them to me. It's just kind of a cool thing I collect. I'm certainly not like over the top. I think I have maybe like a dozen. So they're pretty cute though, and that would be a fun video maybe sometime when there's a little bit less plant stuff going on, which will probably be never, let's be honest. I should just squeeze it in there somewhere soon. So right here on my table, I have what I'm going to be working on right now, and that is transplanting this maranta, or prayer plant, that I just got. I kind of goofed up and I watered him this morning, which might make getting it out a little bit more difficult. But this is an absolutely beautiful maranta. I just picked this plant up last weekend with my husband. He said, I want to buy you a plant, and I mean, I'm never going to say no to that. So we found this little guy at City Oasis, which is a pretty cool garden shop in Orlando area. I believe the neighborhood is called Highland Park. It was our first time there. Definitely won't be our last. It was a really fun time. Among all the plants we looked at, we ended up getting this maranta. I did get a lithop, which are those cute little succulents that the girl that sold it to me says she loves them because they look like a little butt, which is so true. I might show that later in this video or in another video soon. And my husband has been dying to get carnivorous plants for the house, because we do have a few flies buzzing around. With this many plants in the house, I'm up to 41. It is definitely an insect control challenge every day. I have been using a few different things, and I think it's helped, but I have not gotten rid of them completely, so I'll report back about that. But my plan today is, if you've watched any of my other videos, you might remember this spot. Well, it only has the gollum jade left in it because this has not been a happy environment for succulents. I had this pot out on my screened porch, which is right here behind me. I've done videos out there as well. I think I really need to like bust out a compass and figure out actually which direction my windows face. We've been in this condo coming up on about 3 months. And as a plant mom, I feel like that's something I should really know already. But I don't yet. Either way, this screen porch area really doesn't get any direct light where I'm able to put the plants. What led to that decision is that if I put them in the kind of half that's closer to the outside, rather than closer to my house, they do get direct sunlight for a couple hours a day, but they're not sheltered from the rain. And I have found that here in Florida, even when it's not hurricane season, because that did end for us a few weeks ago, it can still rain really hard and kind of out of nowhere. And it rains a lot, almost so much that it would certainly be killing plants, probably faster than I have already been killing these few that I'm about to tell you about. So the sole survivor here is this super cute little gollum jade from Succulent Studio. I am gutted to say that I have killed 2 of my Succulent Studio plants. I did salvage some leaves off of them in the hopes that I would be able to basically make new babies, like propagate the leaves that didn't rot, but the bottoms are basically rotting. I did have them in succulent soil, cactus potting soil, which is fast draining. I just don't think that they were getting enough light, and I think that being outside, the humidity was so high that even watering them, once every 2 to 3 weeks was still too much. So basically what I'm going to do, because I really want a larger home for this maranta anyway, is I'm going to kind of stir up this soil a little bit, and I'm going to pop it right in. This soil really hasn't supported a whole lot of roots really at all yet, because the Succulent Studio plants, they come in their own cute little, it's like a biodegradable pot. So I just popped it right out just now, right here in the video, and I'm probably gonna have to bail out a little bit of dirt. I do have some fresh soil here, just to help me supplement if needed. And oh wow, there's the pot for one of the ones that I killed. That's so sad, R.I.P. I still think that this was completely my fault. It was not the quality of the plants. They were lovely little plants, honestly. I think that I am, by trial and error, learning a few things about how to garden here in my new condo, how to best move containers around so that they're getting the conditions that they will actually be thriving in. So, yeah, sometimes you kill a few along the way. It's a bummer, but it's how I'm living right now. So I'm just kind of breaking up this soil. I think that I could be completely wrong on this, but I kind of feel like the humidity almost compacts this sandier soil a little bit. Like I said, I could be completely cuckoo about that, but basically now I'm just gonna ease this maranta out of its little home. Take a quick look at the roots. They look good. They do look a little root bound though. They were starting to grow around the base of the container, so I'm glad I am making this decision. I kind of thought it was a bit soon, just as this has only been with me for about a week, and I like to kind of let plants settle in a little bit just in case the condition change of coming into my house and living with me now inside. This plant was in an outdoor display at the City Oasis, so that does make me think that it could have gone through a little bit of shock. But it had a curled up leaf that had already popped out and was just a complete curl. And so that unfurled really happily, and I haven't seen any damage or like drama from it since it's been here for the last week. And there was one leaf that had a little bit of just kind of like, I think, kind of sun damage on it, because I have heard that these leaves can get a little bit stressed out when they have too much sun. So this is the leaf in question. If I'm not sure that the camera will pick it up too well, but it has just some little kind of stress spotting. To me, it doesn't look like pest. It looks more like the elements weren't so kind to it. So I'm spreading it out just a little bit and letting each kind of main cluster of stem go its own way a bit, and it certainly makes it look much bigger. I felt like I've never had a maranta before, so this is I'm really hoping for the best with this one, but this seemed to me like it was a bit big for its britches, as in it was kind of on its way to overgrowing that little pot anyway. So I'm not using my fresh soil. I'm going back in with some of this sandier soil that was hosting the little succulent pots, and just kind of patting that in. The soil that was in this container that I got from City Oasis that the maranta came home with me in, it looked pretty kind of just like a pretty normal potting mix. But I do know that this plant, especially in the winter, likes a little bit of a better drain. So I think the combination of the two will be really nice. And I'm still using the Miracle Grow potting soil. Just something about it. It's what my mom always used, and whenever I see it, whenever I need to go get potting soil at the hardware store and it's time to pick some out, it's just kind of what automatically hops in my cart. I don't really think that a lot of the issues I've had so far here in Florida in my plant journey have been really soil based. I think that I've been making sure that pretty much everything gets drainage, obviously besides the plants that I'm growing in water. Those ones will probably just be in water for a while, their whole lives probably. And so this is what it looks like now. It's a really beautiful plant, and I am hoping to kind of see a little more of the prayer action. It's kind of supposed to be like it's right now it's day, so it's out like this. But when we got it, it had the closed leaves, so the leaves kind of turn up and close together in a prayer fashion, and that's kind of what makes people call it a prayer plant, allegedly. So that's it. I think it looks just tremendous in this pot. It was like made for it. What a beautiful little situation. This is one of the pots that I got at a it was called like Old Pottery House or something like that here in Orlando. Danny and I were just out getting house stuff and thought that seemed like a good bet for us. So there she is. She's really looking nice. I think that I will probably stick to my watering schedule with this one, which would mean I watered it today and then I have it down to be watered next Monday. I'm going to try about once a week. I inspect all my plants every day. It's just kind of part of my daily ritual. I go around and look at them all and see what kind of bugs are bugging them, or see what kind of, things might be changing or happening. So if it seems like it's going to need water sooner than that, I'll definitely give it some. But I do have my December watering schedule all figured out now. Being up to 41 plants, it is definitely been fun to see if I can still fit it on this kind of like normal 8.5 by 11 free calendar template that I found online. But I think that there are going to be some days where I have to abbreviate better or squeeze in a little bit better so that everything fits. I also have it's the last day of November today, so I got to do the turning it over to the new month, and I have my blank observation month here. All that's on there are a few notes about like when I want to change my propagation water. There's a few things I've been propagating on my windowsill in the kitchen that I think have really benefited from the water being changed I have it down for every 4th day. I have it down for every 5th day. And a few things seem pretty murky. The avocado really seemed to have its water changed. It gets a little bit murky. My snake plants that I was water propagating for the last couple months, I actually went ahead and moved all of them to soil. I'm lucky enough to live here where I can just go get a new snake plant cutting literally whenever I want. They're right outside my door, they're right across the parking lot, they're literally everywhere. So I just decided on a whim that I would plant all of them and see what happens. So those are in my my kind of front window area, which I am going to make a video about as well because I have a couple of habanero blooms for the first time and they are so cute. So now all I have left to do basically is I'm just going to nestle this little guy, the gollum jade, who just still seems to be doing great. I don't know if he just likes a bit more water than the other succulents I had. I'm just going to kind of wiggle him into this container of potting soil. It's probably not a permanent home, but I've found that with these little succulent studio containers, I kind of like having the option of just popping it back out again without disturbing this juvenile root system that's in there. So he might move again. I do have 2 succulents from my October box that I might try to plant with them, but my major decision with these guys after losing my 3rd kind of more, gosh, I forget the term, rosette style, I believe is the proper term for these succulents, but where they're kind of like a flower look, where it's lots of little petals surrounding and concentric sort of, I guess not concentric, a rosette, I believe is what it's called, before I frustrate the heck out of myself. So I have killed 3 of those now. None of them were terribly expensive, but it is a bit of a bummer because they were all very cute. So my main decision is I'm going to go ahead and pull my succulents off of the screened porch area. I think that they don't get enough either direct or bright light, so that's causing them to just get waterlogged when they do get watered. I also made a note to potentially bump my bi-monthly waterings to more like once every 3 weeks. Though I think keeping it inside rather than having it outside in that, I guess you could really call it shaded area. My solution was to swap in a spider plant I have that Jessica and Ben sent me that is massive. I sent her a photo of it this morning, and yeah, it's like 4 times the size as when they sent it to me, and it was, maybe 6 weeks ago that they sent that plant package, maybe 2 months. I think that 6 weeks is even generous, actually. It might have been less than that. I can look it up on my notes if I really want to know. So yeah, I'm going to just basically be monitoring the progress of both of these guys, just like I do every day. I just love this maranta though. I find myself going and looking at it multiple times a day before work when I'm wandering around looking at my plants, or when I'm just kind of putting around the house in the evening. So I'm pretty excited about this plant. I think that it's been a really cool one already, and I'm excited to see how it goes. One thing I've learned about it so far, I'm even trying to determine which one was the brand new baby leaf. I think that it was this one, and you can see the difference in the color and pattern between the two leaves. The baby, the younger, is so much lighter. It's almost like a ghostly version, and then these older leaves get this really beautiful, like deep, super deep color. So yeah, these are a couple of little immigrants today. They're trying their luck in new homes, and I really hope I don't kill this gollum jade. I think it's a very different type of succulent, so I trust that that means it will probably stick around a little bit longer, but it's survived so far, so I am really holding my breath on that one. And then I'm probably also going to do a few other things today for my plants, just in the terms of I have a few more to inspect. I usually do my watering right when I wake up in the morning. It's kind of what gets me moving and motivated for the day. So that's what I did right when I woke up today, and I had a pretty short list, so then I was able to kind of move on and plan what little transplanting projects I wanted to do. So yeah, I hope that this I can look back on this video, and when my maranta is, this big, I can look back on this video and see, remember her when she was a baby, and not be sorrowful that I didn't do the right thing for her and she died. So fingers crossed. I think that I haven't really killed too many, but having a few casualties and all of them being succulents, and I did kill a very cute begonia. I'm gutted about that as well. So that's about it for this little session. This is my first time trying this small setup in my living room. I think that it does provide nice light for a video, and it also allows you to see my seasonal tree in the background. So once I get that popcorn and cranberry garland up there, I'll have to redo, or I'll have to do another video with this setting to document that I actually got around to finishing that idea. Alrighty, see you next time.